Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me here at the warehouse for another hour of yoga. I hope you're doing well today. It's a beautiful sunny day in the Northwoods, which is why we had to shift our cameras a bit. The sun coming in threw us off a little, so we possibly will next week be filming from my house. So, not that it matters, as long as you're getting your practice in. One more thing, the warehouse is a nonprofit and we do have a donate button on there, so if you have any inclination towards donating, feel free to do so by clicking on that donate button. And just a reminder that I'm your guide for the class, but your body is a better guide. So make sure if something doesn't feel right, bring it right back to center, back out of the pose gently, come to center and breathe, and feel free to email me with any questions after brightbluesage@gmail.com, or you can contact me on Facebook through the warehouse. So thanks again for coming, and let's get started. Today we're going to actually start in child's pose, or balasana. So hands towards the front of the mat, coming through tabletop, letting the hips sink down, bringing that hairline down onto the mat. So we're taking that front side down, and let's start with dropping the forearms down and focusing on the breath while you're face down on the mat. Hairline, lower legs, tops of the feet, palms, forearms, and elbows all down on the mat. Taking some deep breaths, feeling the expansion of the back and the ribs as you breathe in, and the contraction of the rib cage and the emptying of the lungs. Remember, not a lot of rules about breathing. Just inhale as much as you can and exhale fully and completely. So into child's pose or balasana. Hairline resting on the mat. Breathing into it. Letting go of anything that happened before class and anything that may or may not happen after class. Bringing it to this moment here. A few more deep breaths, setting the tone of the breath for the class. I'm going to try and keep it to an hour today. I'm sorry I went over a little last time, and I will try to do better each time we meet. Now I want you to work your fingers towards the end of the mat, lifting the forearms and elbows. Maybe even coming up onto the fingertips and taking the arms and upper body to the right. Head can stay relaxed down. I might be lifting my head just so you can hear me a little bit better, but you can keep your head down. So we're taking a lateral flexion of the spine. Breathe into that left side stretching, the right side contracting or shortening. One more deep breath in and out, and then walking the hands through center to the left. This time stretching the right side body, shortening the left side body. Active stretch here, breathing into any discomfort, any resistance. Always coming back to center if you have any issues. One more breath in and out. And then walking the hands back to center, dropping the forearms down, head relaxes down, hips raised to the ceiling. And roll those hips around in any way that feels good. Maybe some circles, maybe some side to side. Try not to keep that head lifted, let it hang down, let the weight of the head stretch the neck. So circling those hips, if you're circling, make sure you go in both directions. Taking the hips out to one side and holding that stretch. Breathe into it. Trying to think of, on the exhale, letting any tension or residual stress go with the out breath through center to the other side. Back to some random movements here with the lower body, waking up the lower body, the hips, the lower energy centers. This time tucking the toes under as we sink back into child's pose. Stretching the arms forward, stretching through the shoulders and back. And then untucking the toes, relaxing the arms down, hairline on the mat, and let's rotate the head to the right. Side of the head is resting on the mat, so you're not holding your head up. So cervical rotation here. Breathing into it. Taking it through center. Take a breath in center. And then rotating it to the left. Side of the head on the mat. Elbows and forearms resting down. Coming back to center, we're going to come up through tabletop here, or into tabletop. Hands at the front of the mat. You're on your hands and knees. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. If you have any wrist issues, you can back off a little and move the knees back slightly. So we're going to do some cat-cows here. So crown and tail lift, stomach slings. That's generally on the inhale, so you take a big inhale. And then crown and tail drops, stomach pulls in, palms press into the mat on the exhale. Now this will be at your own pace, so you're going to do several rounds of this. So we're waking up all those small muscles in between the spine, the vertebrae, the spinal vertebrae. So inhale and exhale. So remember, you're using each segment of the breath to dictate the length of each segment of the pose. So it's not super fast. You want to go slow and let those inhales and exhales be nice and deep. So take one more round after the round you're on. And when you're done with that, sinking back into Balasana or Child's Pose, arms come alongside the body, move the fingertips, roll the wrists, stretch the palms. I like to rock my hips side to side. If that works for you, feel free. Reaching the hands forward again, we're going to take the tabletop pose again and just rock the hips a bit side to side. As your hips go to one side, you can bring the head and shoulders towards the other side, nice and easy, waking up those side bodies again in case they fell asleep with the other pose. So side to side. And then let's come into tabletop. I'm going to bring my knees a little more centered because we're going to take that right leg back, flexing the foot, toes towards the earth. That means a neutral hip. Bending, flexing the knee and the ankle. Try to keep that head in line with the spine, try not to contract the back of the neck, those posterior cervical muscles. Extend the leg, drop the toes down, and press the heel back. So we're stretching the back of the right leg. If you want a little more intensity, you can take that other knee up towards the chest, or extend it back. But first and foremost, I want you to stretch the back of the right leg. We'll do this 3 times on each side with an inhale, relaxation breath. In between the segments, stretching that right heel back again. Inhale, relax. Exhale, stretch it back again. Remember that opposite knee can stay down if that's too much intensity. So stretching that right heel back. Taking the knees down. Sinking back for a deep breath in neutral. Roll the wrists. Arms stretch back out. This time taking the left leg back. Toes facing the earth, flexed foot. Bending that knee. Flexed foot, flexed knee. So getting to know these positions. Intentional movement. Extend the leg, drop the left toes back down. This time, left heel presses back, right leg position of your choice. So we're starting to work the shoulders and back and the upper body a little bit. Inhale, relax. Exhale, stretch it back again. Inhale, relax. And stretch it back again. Nice. Both knees come down. Sink it back. Shift the arm position. Rock the hips. Roll the wrists. And continue to breathe deeply. And let's take those hands forward, coming into tabletop. Right leg reaches back. Left arm reaches forward. So I'm going to try and keep my eyes down on the mat with an occasional look towards you. If you want to go further, left arm circles alongside the body, bending that right knee again like we did before. Reaching for, maybe grabbing the foot. And then if you have the foot, next step, stopping anywhere along the spectrum of the pose, kicking the foot into the hand. Next step would be opening the chest to the left. Head comes back, chest comes back to neutral. Extend the leg back. Left arm circles forward, taking a breath here. Hand down, knee down, sink it back. Let me check with the cameraman, make sure everything's going well. He's giving me the Hawaii sign, so I guess that's good, right? Coming back up, let's take the other side. Left leg is reaching back. Right arm reaches forward. So we're working opposite parts of the brain, or opposite sides of the brain. If you want to go further, right arm circles along, bend that left knee, reach for, maybe grab the foot, kick the foot into the hand, and then turn that head to the right, opening up the chest if that works for you. Releasing the leg back, arm circles forward, one breath. Hand down, knee down, and sink it back again. Arm position of your choice. Take a breath. Starting to get some heat in the body. I hope it's a nice day where you are. Arms reach forward, coming up through tabletop again, tucking those toes under. Let's take our first downward dog of the morning, unless you were doing downward dogs before class. If you were, commendable. Pedal out those feet, one at a time. So remember, while you're pedaling it out, the downward dog is a back extension first. So if you have to bend the knees and lift those heels a little to get that back extension, that's perfectly fine. Coming up high on the ball mounds of the feet, toes and ball mounds, bending the knees deeply, chest drops down, head relaxes down. Again, that extension of the back. You don't want your head up here. You want to let it fall down. Pedal out the heels one at a time. And we're going to take the feet and walk them forward to the front of the mats. And we're going to stay in that forward fold, bending knees deeply. Head relaxes down. Shake it, yes. If you've got balance and you're feeling stable, hugging behind the knees, head relaxes down. Compact body here, compressing those hip flexors, which are right at the hip crease. Hugging, compressing, releasing into monkey pose, half lift. Back down. Half lift, monkey pose again. Back down. Half lift, monkey pose. Back down. Monkey pose again. This time we're going to hold the extended back here, right? So we've got extended back from base of the spine all the way through the crown of the head, taking the arms out like airplane wings, bending the knees, swinging the arms down and through, taking it into chair position. Now if you need to open up those feet to hip width apart, you can certainly do that. Let's take a twist here by bringing prayer hands to the heart. Notice my weight is, my toes I lift up just to remind myself to keep the weight in the heels more than the ball mounds, although the ball mounds and toes do stay down. Taking an inhale and twisting to the right. So you can take a twist or you can drop the chest down and hook that elbow. That just assists the twist. Taking it back to center, into chair position again. Then we'll take it the other way. Prayer hands down to the heart, inhale, and twisting to the opposite side. Keep the breath going. Back to center. Chair position. Arms come down as legs straighten. Inhale up. Prayer hands to the heart. Paddle out those knees. Adjust the clothing. Tell yourself how grateful you are that you came to the mat today, because I know I am. Inhaling the arms up. Let's take half moon pose. So I'm going to turn towards you, but I want you guys to stay facing the front of the mat. So inhaling, prayer hands high. So get this position first. We're in mountain pose. And then we're going to take an inhale, lifting up and out of the waist. And take a bend to the right. So lateral flexion of the spine. Not feeling much. Try and take that hip out to the left a little bit more. Try not to collapse in the shoulders. Keep the chest and crown lifted. Coming back through center. Inhale. And exhale to the left. I feel that you're all doing this very nicely, even though I can't see you directly. So feel that side stretch. Coming back to center, I'm going to turn back towards the front. Take the prayer hands down to the shoulder blades. Stretching those elbows high, so we're stretching through the triceps, the back of the arm. Biceps are shortened, triceps are straightened, or stretching. Prayer hands go up high, looking up, so it doesn't bother your neck. And then as the arms come down, we're going to take a forward fold, head drops down, left leg reaches back. So we've got front foot, hands should be on either side of the foot. Don't have them way out here, have them right even with that foot. Back, ball mound of the foot and toes down, all 10 toes pointing forward. This is a supported high lunge position. Left hand plants, right arm reaches. So hips stay neutral here, and we're twisting through the upper body and breathing into it. We're going to come back to this pose a couple of times. So hold on to it. See if you can find the sustainability of the pose, that sweet spot of working the pose, not struggling too much. Too much tension doesn't work. So right arm's going to come down, and we're going to drop that back knee, untuck the toes. So high lunges, knee up, low lunges, knee down. If you need an extra layer for that back knee for support, for your skeleton, go ahead and grab it. You'll notice I always use 2 mats just for that reason. Lifting the chest. So we're in a low lunge here. Eventually you want to keep those arms straight. So a lot of people will do this, and that's fine, and it's pretty, but try and straighten those arms. Full range of motion for the biceps and triceps. Prayer hands come down to the heart. Inhale. This time twisting to the right towards the front leg, hooking the elbow if you choose. If that doesn't work, you can just do the twist. So remember, we're working the muscles and the soft tissue, changing positions, but we're also giving the vital organs a nice squeeze, bringing some fresh blood into them. Back to center. Let's take prayer hands to the shoulder blades again. This time coming up, hands drop down on either side of the foot, front foot, knee planted, heel planted, lift the front toes. Keep the breath going. Good reminder for me, every once in a while, if I'm holding my breath, that's okay. Just breathe after you realize that. Let the breath go, reestablish your rhythmic breathing. Now that leg may straighten. If it does, don't sacrifice the toes, but go ahead and bring the head down towards the knee. If not, you'll get there. Next week, next year, next lifetime, who knows? Shifting forward again, keeping the chest low. If you want to test your balance, head relaxes inside the leg. Lower leg, head drops down, hands to the back of the hips here. Little variation or modification on humble warrior. That's how I see it. Lifting back into a low lunge. Hands come down, back toes tuck. We're back in that high lunge. Same position, left hand plants, right arm reaches. If it feels good, you can look up at the extended hand. My neck's a little wonky sometimes, so I'm just going to keep my vision at the imaginary horizon. Your practice, your pose, your body. Do what works for you. Right hand down, step those feet together, ending up in an easy forward fold. Half lift monkey pose. Back down. Let's reverse all the way up. Take it right into chair position. Straighten the legs, arms come down. Lifting up again, taking a forward fold. This time right leg goes back. High lunge. Hands on either side of the foot. Don't turn that foot because we want neutral hips. Right hand's going to plant this time. Left arm's going to reach. Left hand comes down. We're going to drop that back knee, untuck the toes, lift. You can always keep those hands down on that front leg if you're not feeling steady. If you want a full expression, lifting the arms. You can do prayer hands up high if you choose. So we're getting a good stretch in that back hip flexor. This is hip extension. This hip is in hip flexion. The iliopsoas muscle is the main hip flexor. It's a nasty one. So feel that stretch. Let's take prayer hands down towards the shoulder blades. Back up, prayer hands to the heart. Inhale, Twisting towards the front leg. Back to center. Reaching high with the arms. Hands float down. Back knee planted, front heel planted. Shift the hips back, little pop, never hurts. Hopefully. Lifting the toes, finding your stretch in that front leg. Maybe if the leg straightens, the next step is to take the head towards the knee. But remember to keep those toes up high. And then we're going to shift forward, keeping the chest low. Adjust as needed. If you're feeling steady, bringing the hands to the back of the hips, head relaxes down. Some great stretch in that right hip flexor. Lifting back into low lunge. Hands come down, back toes tuck, back knee lifts, stay in that high lunge, right hand plants, left arm reaches. One line of energy from fingertips up here to the hand planted, head looking towards that front leg, hand comes down, stepping the feet together, easy forward fold, half lift, flat back. Back down, reversing all the way up. Let's go back into chair position again. So remember, it's like you're sitting into an invisible chair. Try not to have the chest way up here. Well, actually, that's a different pose, but prayer hands to the heart. Let's take that twist again to the right. Back to center, into chair again. Prayer hands right down, taking the twist to the opposite side. Back into chair. Arms come down as the legs straighten. Inhaling up, taking the forward fold, taking that left leg back. Hands on either side of the foot, that same twist again. Let's get familiar with this pose. Now, we want to take it a little further. You can take the chest and open it further. You'll get more of a stretch in that right hip. Not mandatory. Hand comes down, feet step together, head relaxes, half lift, flat back. Back down, other side. Right leg back, right hand plants, taking that same twist. Left hand comes down, step the feet together, head relaxes. Half lift, flat back. Back down. Reversing all the way up. Prayer hands to the heart. Let all of that go. Pedal out the knees, adjust the clothes. Good morning. All right, let's turn towards the right. We're going to open up the stance into a wide angle stance here, remember? We're going to do some warriors. Sides of the feet parallel to the short ends of the mat. Just let those shoulders drop down, eyes face forward. Feel that position, right? We're stretching through the groin. Toes are forward. If you want, you can slightly pigeon toe the feet. That gives you a little internal rotation at the hips, which is kind of nice because it's not something we normally do too much. So let's take those right toes, turn them towards the short end of the mat, inhaling the arms up and out. Remember, the shoulders don't turn here, right? They stay facing the long end of the mat. As we bend into warrior two, outside edge of the back foot pressing in, front foot exactly parallel to the long end of the mat, front knee tracking right over that front foot. Don't take that torso forward. Bring it right to the center, root to crown, up and down. Then the Tricia, or the focus, goes over that front third finger. Right forearm bends down, left arm reaches, one line of energy on that left side of the body. Shoulders still facing the long end of the mat. More intensity, take that elbow off, letting go of that stability point there. Back into warrior two. Take the reversal. So stretching through that right side. Back into warrior two. Into extended side angle again. Forearm can rest for stability or inside the leg. Back into warrior two. Reversal. Back into warrior two. Hang on to it. So fingertip to fingertip, right through that heart center. Nobody's knocking off this pose here. It's a very strong pose. Arms drop, legs straighten, toes rotate, breath in the center. So be very deliberate in going in and out of the poses. You don't want to whip out of a pose and go right into another one. That may strain, so be very intentional in going in and out of the poses. Left toes turn this time. Same poses, if I can remember. Inhaling the arms up, bending that knee, tracking right over that left foot. Tricia, your focus goes right over the front fingers. Shoulders still facing the long end of the mat. So last side, warrior two, breathe. Extended side angle. Forearm can bend down, right side stretches this time, one line of energy, all the way to the outside edge of that foot. Warrior two. Reversal. Remember, if your stance is too short, that knee will go forward to the ankle. You don't want that. You want the knee over the ankle, right? So reversal, back into warrior two, extended side angle. Warrior two, reverse. That right hand can rest on the leg or behind the back. Back into warrior two. Root to crown, up and down. Don't let that torso reach forward. Arms drop, legs straighten, toes rotate. Breath in the center. Let's bring the feet together and the hips, give the hips a little break here. So pedal it out. I'm getting a little warm, so I'm going to shed a layer here. So back into that wide angle stance, lifting through the chest. Get to know these poses, get to know the distance. How long do you need? Your mat is your yoga home. So kind of the parameters are there for you. So start to know warrior two, warrior one, how far my legs are apart, and then you'll be able to gauge your progress, okay? So we're gonna inhale the arms up, looking up, so we've got prayer hands engaging the thighs. And as arms come down, we'll exhale forward. Forward fold to a half lift, flat back. So right, it's monkey pose, but with open legs. And then we're gonna take it down. Stretching the back. I'm gonna turn to the side, I want you to stay where you are. Remember on this pose, we want the extended back. We don't want the rounding as much, right? If you want to do it just to feel it, fine. But we're trying to keep that back extended as we take the forward fold. Weight will come slightly into the toes or the ball mounds of the feet while you're doing that. And just breathe into it. So we're going to walk the hands out like we did last week. Coming up high on the toes, inhaling. And then on the exhale, dropping the head into that downward dog, extended back. Inhaling back out. Heels rise. Exhale, stretch it out. Again, inhale it out. Extend the back, heels come down. This time we're going to take it out, bring those heels up, plant the right hand, bend the knees slightly, and take a twist to the left. Toes, knees, hips, chest, all opening. And take it to where you need to take it. If you can open up that chest, that's great. If not, you can stay anywhere along that spectrum. Left hand comes down, extend the back again. Keep the breath going. Coming back out, heels raised, left hand plants, right arm reaches. Ideally that left hand is flat, but my wrist is a little funky, so I have to be up like that. I would prefer you not be. Right hand down, extend the back. Let's come back out, raising the heels. And then sink back again. We're going to take the twist again, coming back out. Heels up, right hand plants. Left arm reaches. Hanging on to it. A little shaking and trembling. It's okay. You're taking your body into places it's not familiar with. That's scary. Left hand down. Extend the back. Inhale back out. Take it to the other side. Right hand down. And extend again. This time we're going to walk the hands back to center. Take them through the body, fingers pointing behind you. You can always use blocks here if you need them. And then maybe that hairline come towards the mat. Extend it back. Hands come back to center. Heel toe those feet in. Planting the hands on blocks or on the mat, just in front and inside the feet. Elbows will press out those knees so that they don't collapse in. Right over the feet here. You can take the feet slightly up to 45 degrees out if you want, or if you're comfortable with keeping them straight, feel free. So on an inhale, we're going to take the arms forward, flat back, and back down. Head relaxes down, hips drop a little bit. You can keep those hands down if you need to, or you can extend them. Notice my head is not up, so inhale, reach. Exhale, back down. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back down. Inhale, reach. You can go back down if you need to. Hold it if you can. If you got it, hands circle back, resting on the hips, still extended back here. Straighten those legs. On an inhale, upper body comes up, lifting up. And let's walk the feet together. Nice. Turning towards the front of the mat again. All right. In the middle of the mat, take a breath. Roll those shoulders down. Let's take that left foot out 45 degrees. Right foot steps forward. Warrior one position. So you want to bring those hips to neutral. That's why you need to be 45 on that back foot. If you open it too much, you can't bring the hips forward. Make sense? So bending into warrior one. Neutral hips here, arms raised, just like we do in low lunge and high lunge. Prayer hands to the heart. Straightening that front leg, pulling that left hip to neutral. Taking a breath. And hinging at the hips. Maybe you go 2 inches. That's fine. Find a good stretch. Back foot planted. Front foot planted. Take a stretch here. That works for your body. Your body, your pose, your practice. Maybe you can bring that head towards the leg, towards the knee. Inhaling the body back up. Warrior one. Now, we're going to take those arms down as we press off that back foot, finding balance on a straight leg. Flexing the hip, flexing the foot. Arms reach up. Cactus arms, so we're into crane pose here. Right? And we're going to go back into warrior one. Arms come down, chest comes forward, back leg reaches back. We're going to do that 2 more times. Taking a breath. Arms float down. Find your balance, straight leg in an ideal world. Flexed hip, flexed foot. Arms come up. Cactus arms. Find your balance. Root to crown, up and down will help. Step it back. Lifting up. That feels good. 1 more time. Arms float down. Push off that back foot. Straight base leg. Left knee up. Flexed hip here. Flexed knee. Flexed ankle. Arms reach up. Cactus arms. Crane pose. Take the body down as the leg reaches back. Warrior one. Prayer hands to the heart. Straighten that front leg. Same stretch we did before. Pull that hip forward. Take a breath. Hinging at the hips. Keep it in prayer if you can. Testing the balance. If you need to put your hands down, you can. Reversing back up. Into warrior one. Prayer hands to the heart. Step it forward. Paddle it out. You're at the front of the mat here. Let's go right into the other side. Right foot reaches back. 45 on that back foot. Notice my hip wants to open, but I want to keep it neutral. All right? Keeping it neutral. Keeping it neutral and center. Warrior one. Back foot, heel planted. Prayer hands come to the heart. Pull that left hip forward. Right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale, straightening the leg. Find your stretch. Hinging at the hips. Notice my back is flat. I'm not rounding. That's why maybe you'll just go a couple of inches to start. Eventually, you'll be able to go further down. Reversing back up. Into warrior one. That's why they call it a practice. We practice and practice. There's no end point with yoga. It's just one long practice for life. So arms come down, pushing off, finding balance, flexing hip, knee, and ankle. Arms reach up, cactus arms into crane pose. Steady gaze, steady balance. You can always use a wall or a chair if you need to. Chest comes down as the foot steps back, or leg steps back, leg goes back. Into warrior one. Again, arms come down, push off. First find your balance, then flex. Arms come up, cactus arms, crane pose, hold on to it. Chest lowers, step it back, lift the chest, warrior one. 1 more time, arms come down, stepping off, flexed hip, knee, and ankle, arms come up, cactus arms, chest goes forward as foot steps back, into warrior one. Right hip pulling forward, left hip coming into neutral as well. Prayer hands to the heart. Adjust as needed. Straighten that front leg. Right hip pulls forward. Inhale. Hinging at the hips. On the exhale, finding your stretch. A little shaky in this pose today for me. That's okay. Some days are like that. Back into warrior one. Prayer hands. work on developing some yoga wear here. Inhaling the arms up. Let's take the forward fold. Step it back into plank position. Remember, modified plank is going to give you a really good workout too. So if you're feeling like don't feel like you have the strength in the upper body, just bring those knees down. We're just going to hold on to this for a few breaths. If the knees are down, tuck the toes under lift. Let's take it into a downward facing dog. Open the feet wide to the side. So we're going to do that same twist we did when we did that earlier with the legs further wide open. Hand plants in the center, knees bend. On the toes, take the twist to the left. You want more intensity? Take it into a side plank if you choose. Left hand down. Into downward dog, neutral, take a breath. Take it to the other side. Get the knees nice and easy, left hand plants. Everything turns to the right. So modification on the side plank. Right hand down. Drop the knees down. A little side to side action. Let's take that right arm and reach it up. Notice my left hand came forward a little. And then we're going to take that right hand underneath the left armpit, side of the head, shoulder, arm on the mat. That left arm can go anywhere you'd like it. If you want to drape it behind the back or just leave it on the mat. But take this nice twist and breathe into it. We're starting to cool down now. Getting into stretching. Deep breaths. Left hand comes down, back into tabletop. Let's take it to the other side. Left arm reaches, so we're opening up to the chest. Bring that arm underneath the right armpit, right arm position of your choice. So I'm really relaxed here. Don't have to work much in this pose. My right shoulder's a little funky, but feels pretty good. Breathing into it. Let's relax that left arm. Right arm comes down. We're going to take the front body down to the mat. Chin is tucked. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Head is neutral. First piece, we're going to do cobra pose or baby cobra, so engage the legs. Tops of the feet on the mat. And on an inhale, lifting up. Really, it's more back strength, so you don't want to push too hard. You can give yourself a little assist with the hands if you want. If it feels good, you can interlace. Tops of the feet are part of the contact, so don't lift them up. That's a different pose. Maybe we'll do that one next. And then release down. Turning one ear onto the mat. I'm going to take the left one so I can see the camera. Toes fall in, heels fall open. We're going to go back to that same pose. You can do the same exact arm position, or you can try the interlaced fingers. If you're new to the pose, please just do the hands on the mat until you get familiar with the pose and you practice it. Head is neutral, chin tucked. On an inhale, those thighs come up, chest lifts. If you want to try the inhale version, pulling the shoulders back. Notice I'm not like this too. I'm still keeping that neck extended. And then hands release down, opposite ear on the mat. And arms relax by your side. If it feels good, bending the knees, feet to the ceiling, and windshield wiper those feet. This time opening the knees to the sides of the mat, soles of the feet come together. Bring the head neutral, chin slightly tucked. Arms can come out to the side. Frog pose. breathing into it. My breath there was very short. I was breathing in the top of my lungs, so that's still after all this time. I just have to remind myself, deep breaths, Tricia, deep breaths. Feet open, and we'll take those feet down, arms alongside the body. One more breath down with the front side down. I'm going to take the hands underneath the shoulders, go through tabletop. Walk the knees forward, opening the body to the side, long side of the mat. So we're kneeling here. We're going to take that right leg out, foot parallel to the short end of the mat. Take that right hand down on the right thigh, and take a side stretch to the right. You can take that on behind you if you'd like. Coming through center, dropping that left hand down, right arm raises to the ceiling, and then stretch it. If it feels good, you can push that heel out or pigeon toe that right foot. Don't drop the chest here, try and stay open. Lifting up, opening the chest. Arm comes back to center. Lifting the body up, taking that side stretch to the right again. Arms come through center, drop. Bring that right knee in, the right knee in. Take that left leg out, same thing. So you might feel a little wonkiness, and I do in that left hip. You're shortening those fibers, they don't get shortened that much. It's okay. Try and breathe into it. If it gets really bad, just go into child's pose. Left hand drops, right arm reaches. You can look up to the ceiling if you choose. Right arm can go behind you. Try and keep that left foot stationary. Coming through center. Right hand down. You can always use a block if you need it. And then take that left arm, arc it over here, and take a pigeon toe with that left foot. Left arm comes back up, open the chest. Keep the breath going. Left arm comes back up. You're going to lift the body up. That can be the hardest part. Take one more stretch to the left. This time looking down at the left hand or the left leg. Didn't do that on the right, sorry. Coming back up. Knees come together. All right, let's have a seat on the mat. And stretch out. Ah, nice. Let your body acclimate here. A few breaths in this nice relaxed pose. The most points of contact of any pose, corpse pose, shavasana. We're not there yet though. Soon. Let's take the right knee to the right shoulder, wind removing pose. Turn that right foot in range of motion. So wind removing pose, right side compresses the ascending colon, good for digestion. Notice my arms are active, I'm working it. Eventually knee and shoulder touch. You're avoiding the rib cage here. So now we're going to take that left hand, right knee's going to open up. You're going to guide that right knee out. You can support the right foot with the left hand. If you have the flexibility and you can go into a half lotus pose with that foot, go ahead. If not, just keep it supported. So your practice, your pose, remember that. Not everybody's practice looks the same, in fact, nobody's does. So breathe into that hip opener. You can always take this into a reclined tree position if that other position doesn't work for you. Breathe into it. Let's take the knee back to center. Extend the right leg up. A little, you can bend the knee a little bit here. If you can keep it straight, that's great.
But just get a little stretch, a nice stretch in the back of your right leg. Bend the knee, grab the outside of the foot with the right hand, open the bent leg to the right. If you want to straighten it and stretch, you can. Try and keep that left hip down if you can. Bringing it back to center. Pull the knee to the shoulder one more time. And extend it down. Breath in center. And on that exhale, left knee comes up. Left knee to the left shoulder. Eventually take that left foot into some range of motion. Active arms here, compressing the descending colon on the other side. Let's take that same hip opener so you can support it. You can bring it into a reclined tree position, sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh or lower leg, or you can bring it into a half lotus if that works for you. Try and find some relaxation. Why does yoga time go so much faster than other time? Nice, bringing that knee back up, pulling it to the shoulder one more time. Let's take it straight up. You can assist that stretch. I think I did it opposite last time, but that's okay. Bend the knee to the shoulder, pull it up to the shoulder one more time, extend it out. This time when you're moving pose, third part, let's stretch the arms overhead, stretching the body in both directions. Both knees come up, lifting the head towards the knees, if the forehead towards the knees, if that doesn't work for your neck, leave it down. In fact, let's all bring the head back down, squeezing the knees towards the chest. Compact yoga ball, compressing the transverse colon on this side. Keep the knees to the chest, soles of the feet to the ceiling. Open the legs up into a happy baby pose. Rocking it side to side. Bringing the legs back together. We have reached the point of Shavasana, so legs stretch out on the mat. Let's take one more stretch in either direction. Get whatever you might need for a few minutes of comfortable relaxation as the arms come back down. Remember, heels come together, feet fall open. Let your hips do what they want. Let those legs roll open if they feel like they want to. Palms are up here. Back of the head down. Lots of points of contact. We are in corpse pose for Shavasana, the last part of the class. You guys stay in. I'm going to start a little bit of music here. This is the most important pose of all. I know I sound like a broken record, but it is. I can't prove it, but you just added an hour of healthy living to your life. Like I said, I can't prove it, I just know it's true. So stay in this Shavasana pose and enjoy the stillness.
time is this invitation to bring yourself back slowly to your physical surroundings. Maybe some small movements into the toes and fingers and wrists and ankles, head and neck. And remember, coming up, you want to come up slowly. Don't bolt up out of Shavasana. Make sure you roll to the right, take a breath there or two, and come up to a comfortable seated position. I have a quote from tinybuddha.com today that I'd like to leave you with. May all the negative energy bringing you down come to an end. May the dark thoughts, the overthinking and doubt exit your mind right now. May clarity replace confusion. May hope replace fear. May the light of your spirit shine so bright that nothing can dim your glow. Inhaling prayer hands to the heart center. And on the exhale, bowing down, honoring your practice this morning, sealing in anything learned, anything gained. The divine light and love in me bows to and honors the divine light and love in all of you always. May love guide your way. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I'll see you back here next week, or at my house, actually, but online at 9:30 for an hour yoga class. Again, my name is Tricia Schwaba. Support the warehouse if you can. We're really appreciative of your presence here this morning. Take good care.